my Doctor Who DVD collection.
It's Captain Jack Harkness, the face of both.
Hello and welcome to WhoTube Gallifrey 02 and my episode review for episode 9 of series 10 of Doctor Who, Empress of Mars, or it was originally called the Empress of Mars. I don't know why they changed the title last minute. Maybe it was something to do with there being too many titles in the series beginning with the or something like that. I don't know, but it doesn't really matter. So yeah, this episode was written by Mark Gatiss and directed by Wayne Yip. Now this episode, I underestimated it, as Mark Gatiss hasn't written the best of Doctor Who episodes in the past, so I underestimated this episode. I thought it wasn't going to be very good. However, when I watched this episode, it was absolutely spectacular in my opinion. It was a real series favourite of mine, and it is in the top half of my series favourites, along with the pilot, Lie of the Land, Thin Ice, and now Empress of Mars. Then there's the other half as well, with Extremis in the middle, Pyramid at the end of the world, then there's Oxygen, Knock Knock, Smile in the bottom half. So yeah, this episode I really did underestimate it, and I would personally rate this episode a 9 out of 10. That's how good I thought this episode was going to be. The only problems with this episode was, of course, how the soldiers died. That was really flimsy, but you know, other than that, it was a really good episode. So yeah, what was the plot of the Empress of Mars? So NASA discover on the surface of Mars there is some writing saying God saves the Queen. The Doctor traces this back to 1881, where there has been some soldiers in South Africa who discovered an Ice Warrior's ship, and yeah, this Ice Warrior promised them if they could fix the ship and take it to Mars, he would give them all the different gems on Mars. And yeah, the Ice Warrior pretended that he wanted to save, well, just go back to his planet, but yeah, he wanted to open the Ice Warrior hive and free his queen and all the other Ice Warriors, as Mars was a dead planet and it had been over 5,000 years since he had been frozen in South Africa. So yeah, that's how the episode runs basically, and then the Doctor eventually stops the Ice Warriors and the conflict between Victorian soldiers as the Ice Queen kills someone, and then they start like a mini war, and then eventually the Doctor says stop fighting, and yeah, the Ice Warriors and the soldiers on Mars become part of the universe basically. And yeah, there is a really good cameo from Alpha Centuria, who was in the 2 Peladon stories in the past. So a great throwback to the classic series, and it showed how the Ice Warriors became part of the universe basically. So yeah, that was really good, that cameo. I thought it was going to be Queen Victoria by her voice, and I thought it was going to be something to do with Torchwood, because Torchwood had technology way beyond normal civilization. So I did think it was going to be Queen Victoria. I hadn't seen 2 Peladon stories, but yeah, when I saw the eye thing, I knew who it was straight away. So yeah, really good throwback to the classic series. So yeah, positives of this episode. So the scenery in this episode was amazing. The CGI was brilliant. I thought the CGI was absolutely brilliant. The Ice Queen, that was really well designed. The Ice Queen, first female Ice Warrior, really good. Nardole had a bit of absence in this story, which was good because there could be more chemistry between the Doctor and Bill. Liked the Vault references in this story, liked all the film references to Terminator and Frozen in this. Really showed how the Doctor reacted to present civilization, present day Earth. And yeah, he knew what Frozen was, but he didn't know what Terminator was. So yeah, bit weird, but you know, great, really, that they're referencing present day films as more people can relate to it. So yeah, that was really good. I also like the Ice Warriors in this story. It's my second favourite Ice Warriors story. A lot better than Cold War this episode. And yeah, this episode was really good compared to Mark Gatiss' last episode, Sleep No More. Really glad that they chose to do a prequel rather than a sequel to Sleep No More, as I think a sequel to Sleep No More wouldn't be very good. No one's really bothered about what happened after Sleep No More, but people were bothered about how the Ice Warriors came to be with Alpha Centauria, and yeah, really glad they did a prequel to that, as it fills a plot hole. And yeah, really good idea for this episode. And yeah, really good themes tackled in this episode, such as desertion, conflict, and yeah, really strong story this. And yeah, I really underestimated this story. I thought this story was going to be bad. I wasn't looking forward to this episode, really. I wasn't hyped for this episode, but when I've seen it, I really did underestimate it, and I did think it was a really strong story. And yeah, of course, Missy appeared in this episode, and she is now out of the vault. And yeah, great cliffhanger in this episode when the Doctor discovered she had been taken out of the vault by Nardole. What's Nardole's punishment going to be? I don't know. He's probably just going to get, I don't know. Really don't know. So yeah, he's going to get a punishment now, which we probably won't see. But yeah, he's going to be in trouble by the Doctor. So yeah, negatives of this episode. I didn't like how the soldiers bounced away. I thought that was really quite strange. It was a very strange death for the soldiers. Really looked quite bad on screen. And yeah, also in this episode, another negative would be is that some of the CGI was a bit bad, especially at the beginning when they zoomed in on the NASA thing. I don't think that was real, and it did look a little bit out of place. And yeah, like the references to Queen Victoria in this episode. But yeah, how did the food supply last that long, as it takes like 9 months to get to Mars, as it said in the Waters of Mars? So yeah, they would have run out of food supply really quickly. And yeah, how did they claim NASA? No, how did they claim Mars, sorry, as the Colonel guy who portrayed the rest of his team, he did say that it's part of the British Empire now, Mars. But yeah, how did they register it? How did they send it back to the Queen in England? I really didn't get that bit of this episode. But you know, really good episode, and I'll personally rate it a 9 out of 10. Please let me know what you think of this episode in the comments below, and until the next time, goodbye.